Okay, so hello everyone. First of all, welcome to the new trading week. So first of all, for those of you all who don't know me, my name is Hassan. I am a technical and fundamental trend trader. My strategy, my main edge is technicals and fundamentals and market psychology. So yeah, this is a short introduction of me. This is the very first video. So yeah, what we are going to do in this channel, we are going to analyze gold, we are going to analyze fundamentals, we are going to learn how to understand the commitment of traders data, and we are going to understand some market moving factors too. So yeah, for this very specific video, what we are going to do, we are only going to analyze the basics. We are going not the basics, we are going to analyze gold, but in a very basic term. Like, I will not go in details of anything. I will just tell you, like, if this CTC thing is going up, then gold will go down. Nothing more than this, because this is not an educational type of video. This is just an analyze video. So yeah, without any further ado, let's move on to next thing. So before the technical chart, let's move on to the main thing, which is the CFTC report. Let me introduce you to this CFTC report, and I will tell you what this is. The CFTC report is actually the smart money report. Most of you might have heard what smart money is. For those of you who don't know me, who don't know the smart money are actually known as the big money or the hedge funds, those people who have billions of dollars to trade with. Okay, so they are also known as the market makers or the market movers. So what this report shows that what the smart money did in the last week. Okay, so it is kind of a good thing to know what the smart money is doing, because trading in the direction of the smart money will have a lot of benefits for us. So just to verify you all, you can see here that this report was updated on 22 November 2024, which means on last Friday. So this is a kind of laggy indicator, because it indicates what happened in the past week in which the report was published, what happened in that week. So like, this report is of 22 November, so it will show what happened in that week. It's not it don't tell you what is coming in the next week. So a kind of lag indicator, but still it's good to know, it's worth it to know what the smart money is doing or did actually. So here we will move on to gold, and we will see what the smart money did with gold last week. So here we will be focusing on the non-commercial ones, because they are the major people. So their long positions, you can see their net long positioning is 309354, and their net short positioning is 74987. This indicates that their longer term positioning is quite bullish on gold, because their longs are greater than their shorts. The second thing is changes from the past week. They reduced 6,871 of their short positions, while they also closed 4,787 of their short positions. The main thing to note here is that the number of reduced long positions is greater than the number of reduced short positions. So what this indicates is that smart money in the short term is slightly neutral to bearish on gold. Okay, so this was the one thing. Now moving on to the next thing, and also seeing our technical analysis, seeing our chart, I want to discuss one thing with all of you. Most of you might be wondering why this sell-off happened in the market opening today. So yeah, let's explain this first, and then we will move on to the next thing. See, there were some news about a ceasefire deal between Hamas and Iran proxies actually, and Israel, and the progress of the ceasefire deal is going quite well. If this ceasefire actually happens, then you can see actually gold tumbling more, or gold cracking more actually. So yeah, this was the news which caused a little profit taking move on gold. This was it, that's it, there's nothing more for this. Now another thing which you have to understand is why we saw this massive move on gold in the last week. See, the very first reason for it is the Russia and Ukraine situation. Okay, we saw something that tensions are escalating between Russia and Ukraine. That's why people started to buy gold. The demand of gold started to increase, because gold is a safe haven asset. So yeah, this was one thing. And the second thing which I want you to understand is, if we go on forex factory, this data is of this week, I believe. Okay, so we have to go in the last week and see. I will show you one thing. Okay, here you go. So last week what happened, the Russia Ukraine situation was one factor. The second factor was this. Okay, so these are all the PMI numbers. You can see services PMI, manufacturing PMI, services PMI. So these are all the manufacturing numbers and services numbers out of the Europe, and these numbers showed some contraction in the European economy. Now if the economy is contracting, that creates uncertainty in the investors and people, like what is happening, where the economy is heading, what we have to do, what we will do, stuff like this. Okay, and if the uncertainty is rising, people tend to move towards safe haven assets like gold. So uncertainty rised and gold moved up, so the demand of gold increased. That's why, for this reason, we saw the continuation of the upside move on gold on Friday. Okay, and the sell off, I have also explained it to you why we saw the sell off. Now the main thing is, what is our bias? Now what we are going to do now, see, I will explain it to you. For now, to be very honest, I am slightly leaning on the bearish side on gold, not too much, but in the short run, yes, I am bearish on gold. Now the reasons are why. The thing is why, you can see that the uncertainty, the war uncertainty between at least Israel and Iranian proxies is fading away, which reduces the demand of gold. This is the one factor, and also the US economy is holding well, at least for now, which is pushing back the rate cut bets, which is in turn bearish for gold. So that's why these are some major factors why I am leaning towards the bearish side on gold a little bit. But there's something which you need to be cautious of. What are those things? Those things are here. This came on weekend, I guess. Iran is preparing to respond to Israel, says advisor to Supreme Leader. So Iran is planning to respond to Israel a retaliatory strike towards Israel, which can cause some fear in the markets. And again, fear means uncertainty rising. Uncertainty if rising, then this means the demand of gold will also rise. So this is the one thing which we have to be careful about. This is the first thing. The second thing, if the ceasefire deal which is ongoing between Israel and Hamas, if that fails, if for some reason, unfortunately, if that fails, then we can see gold spiking up back again, even to new all-time highs. Okay, that too is possible. So yeah, these are the two factors which we have to be aware about, cautious about, and also the Russia-Ukraine situation. So these are 2 to 3 things which we have to be cautious about. But these events may happen. Okay, these have not happened yet. They may happen or may not happen. So this is the future thing. This is a uncertain thing. As a trader, our job is to react to what has happened or what is happening. Okay, so according to that, my analysis and my understanding says I should be slightly on the bearish side on gold. So what I will be looking for technically on gold for this week, as for now, okay, I will be looking for a break and closing below this area at least, or for extra confirm, if gold breaks and closes below this area but with no volume, then I will be waiting for break and closing below this area respectively for gold. And if we break and hold below this area, sustain below this area, then I'm expecting something like this on gold, like further profit taking to continue. But at the same time I will be also cautious about the Russia-Ukraine situation, the ceasefire deal which is happening, the progress of it, and this Iran situation, that what's going with it. So we have to be cautious, but for now, my analysis, the fundamentals, the sentiment says you should be leaning on the bearish side, at least for now in the short run. So yeah, this was very much it for this. Now another thing, first of all, you can see these levels if you want to. These are the levels, okay, 2664 and then 2649. So these are the two levels I have marked here for my selling confirmations. Lastly, this week we have some important data. Look, what I want you to understand is that the fundamentals, the economical factors actually, not the sentimental one. The economical factors are quite neutral for gold. They are not bullish, they are not bearish, they are neutral for gold. They are not in the one way. And this week we may get some decisive hints that where the economy is heading, and I will show you what I mean by that. I just have to go to this week. Okay, on Wednesday we have some decisive data. What this is? The first thing is GDP and the second thing is PCE. As I have been in the markets for a long time, so I would advise you not to trade before these two data. Why? Because for now the fundamental factors are neutral for gold. They are not on the bullish side, they are not on the bearish side. And in times like this, there can be some uncertain moves which you can't understand why. Okay, so as a beginner trader, may not understand why this move is happening. There would be uncertain moves and you may lose your capital. Okay, so I would advise you to at least wait for these two data. These will give you the clarity. This will give you where the economy is heading, and this will tell you where the inflation is heading. These will give you a clarity, and these will give you where the clarity where gold will head, either up or either down. So these will give you the clarity. For now, as I told you earlier, I am not bearish on gold. I am slightly leaning on the bearish side on gold, and I am preferring sells more than buys for now. But I am not like full bought bearish on gold. Yeah, when I will get my clarity from these data, let's say the GDP is rising and the inflation is also sticky. At this time, I will be like full port bearish on gold. Okay, like super bearish on gold, you can say. But for now, I am just slightly bearish on gold. That's it. So these are the two datas for this week, major datas which you have to keep your eyes on. These two datas. Yeah, I will explain it to you. Okay, let me explain it now, leave it. So yeah, if GDP like rises, what this means? This means the economy is healthy. This means no uncertainty. This means the demand of gold may decrease. Okay, no uncertainty. Again, now inflation. If the inflation is rising, this means rate cut bets pushed back. This means no rate cuts or maybe slow rate cuts. This means the demand of gold again decreased. These are the two scenarios. Okay, now again, one important thing here is, let's say the GDP contracted and the inflation rose. Now most people would say this is a neutral scenario for gold, like this is bullish for gold and this is bearish for gold. So most people would say that this is a neutral scenario for gold, and this may only cause the market to consolidate and nothing else. But what you don't understand is that if this scenario happens, like the GDP contracts and the inflation rises, then this will be a super bullish scenario for gold. We have to understand why. A little explanation of this is, let's say the GDP contracts, it creates uncertainty. Okay, uncertainty, and along with that, let's say the inflation is rising. Now with a contracting GDP, contracting economy and a rising inflation, people would be more worried about the economy. They would be like, the economy is contracting, there are no jobs or stuff like this, there is no expansion in the economy, and still the inflation is rising. Maybe there's something breaking in the economy, and this will create more fear, which will increase the demand of gold. So this is how this stuff actually works. So yeah, this was the basic explanation of all these things. Now let's move again for the one last time towards the technicals, and let me do this so it's a bit clear. Okay, now a conclusion is that I am for now slightly bearish on gold. Okay, slightly bearish on gold. I will be looking for Russia-Ukraine situations. I will be looking for the ceasefire deal. I will be looking for if Iran actually attacks Israel or not. Okay, so these are the things I will be looking for, but these are future things. Okay, these have not happened yet. These are the future things. This is what's currently present. Okay, based on the fundamental analysis I told you. So this is the current thing. So like for now, what I'm waiting for is a break and hold, sustain below this area, or if there's less volume, then I would be waiting for a break and gold to sustain below this area. If this does, then I will be looking for sells and a continuation of those sells. At the same time, as I told you earlier, I will be looking for all these scenarios too, and Lastly, again, I would advise you to wait for the PC data. If you are a beginner, if you don't know much, wait for the PC data, wait for the GDP data. These will give you the clarity. Understand that there's always a new day, there's always a new opportunity. These will give you the total clarity where gold will head. For now, there's no kind of clarity. Okay, so like things are kind of neutral to bearish. That's what I have told you. So yeah, be safe. Also, for regular updates, if you want some regular updates, you can join my Telegram channel. If you are not in that, I will drop the link in description. And yeah, that's my teach. Also, lastly, I'm not a tech guy. This is my very first video, so mind the quality, mind everything, just focus on the education. And furthermore, in the upcoming time, I will be focusing more on the education side. I will provide you my personal strategy, how to read these fundamentals, how to understand their long-term effects. Step by step, we will learn everything, but step by step. For this video, this is it. That's it. We will meet in the next video. Take care. Yeah, happy trading.